Yo fam, it's me, Sasha Dan Bryant. Welcome to episode 10 of the 2024 season of You Call That Targeting. My gosh, a great week of football this past week. We got some good games coming up this week. Earl Maynard is back at Twin Peaks, near College Station, Texas, for our game of the week. LSU at Texas A&M. You know Earl loves Twin Peaks. And, so we got a lot of games to talk about. Let's recap this last week, starting with Michigan at Illinois. Me and Earl picked Illinois to beat Michigan because of nothing but garbage. And Illinois took care of trash Michigan, 21-7. My gosh, Michigan sucks nipples. Next game, LSU at Arkansas. I was the only idiot to pick Arkansas. They lost 34-10. Nothing but pure trash showing from the Arkansas Razorbacks. But Mike and Earl got that one right, picking LSU. Next game, Alabama at Tennessee. Me and Earl went with the home team, Tennessee, and they win 24-17. What a game, and Alabama pretty much sucks. And then in the game of the week, it was Georgia at Texas. Me and Earl were on that Texas train, but Georgia went in there and blew their nipples back, 30-15, and Mike was the only one that picked that right. In the NFL game, the Chiefs at 49ers. Me and Earl picked the 49ers because we're sick of the Chiefs. Well, guess what? The Chiefs win, so Mike gets that one. Nothing but garbage. And then the NASCAR race. None of us got it right. All of our guys that we picked were contenders. But Joey Logano ended up getting the win, and we'll talk about that later in the NASCAR segment. So anyways, there is your recap. Now let's talk about the points. And speaking of points, I have to say, I went back and checked some notes, and there were some points missing from Earl and Mike in an NFL game we did a few weeks ago that I forgot to write down. So Earl and Mike got an extra 2 points apiece. So anyways, this is what the points are at now. I have 31. Mike has 31. And Earl, nothing but pure trash, is at 24. So Mike is tied with me, and I don't like it because I want to win this. I don't know what the winner's going to get. Probably like a $5 Dunkin' Donuts gift card. But either way, it's just a pride thing for me. And I want to win these points. And Mike is kind of peeing me off that he's tied with me. But anyways, we'll see how the rest of the season goes. The Iowa Children's Hospital money stays at $20 because they lost to Michigan State 32-20, like nothing but pure trash. And so, yeah, that kind of sucks. But anyways, it's time to give away some awards. Starting with my team of the week, I gotta give it to the Georgia Bulldogs. My gosh. I mean, here's the thing. I kind of felt in my gut that Georgia might win this game because I think Georgia only has some kind of curse or something where they can't beat Alabama. I don't know why they show up like trash against Alabama, but then they just blow everybody else out. I don't really get it. But Georgia looked like the national championship type Georgia going into Texas and beating them. So congratulations, Georgia, on being my team of the week. But now let's talk some trash teams, and we got a pretty good list of trash. Starting with the Alabama Crimson Tide. They just can't figure anything out. They got wide receivers taking fake jump shots on quarterback sneaks. They got penalties out the butt cheeks. My gosh, just terrible discipline. Stuff that you would not have seen if Saban was a coach. And I know all these Alabama fans are going to be living in the past, and nobody's ever going to be as good as Saban. Let's just get it out there. Saban is just he is the GOAT in my opinion. And nobody's gonna top that. But man, this guy is just, oh my gosh, he's just letting Bama fans down left and right. I don't know how it's gonna end up. He's just pretty much trash. But anyways, yeah, losing to Tennessee, and they just looked like garbage. Next trash team, number 9 Iowa State barely squeaks by a nipple hair against Central Florida, 38-35. Iowa State's one of those teams that's just lucky to be in the top 10. They will get beat at some point. They're not going to go undefeated because, they're trash. They're just lucky to be in the top 10. Next trash team, and they have been just a trash team all year. The Michigan Wolverines losing 21-7 to Illinois. And I know Illinois is ranked. I know it was on the road, but we're still talking Illinois, and we're talking Michigan, who just won the national championship last year. And that they're garbage. That coach is just nothing but pure trash. Their offense is pure trash. My gosh, I'd hate to be a Michigan fan this year. But hey, at least you got that national championship poster hanging in your room from last year, and you can, I guess, live off of that moment, because this year's been nothing but pure garbage. And speaking of this year being nothing but pure garbage, Auburn blows another lead in the fourth quarter and loses to Missouri. They had Missouri, they had them beat going to the fourth quarter, and Missouri outscored them 15-0 in the fourth. Auburn just loves to throw away games. Nothing but pure trash showing by Auburn. Next trash team, Florida State loses again. My gosh, I love it. They lost to Duke for the first time in program history. Man, Mike Norvell is garbage. DJ Uyunglele and Brock Glenn, garbage quarterbacks. Just garbage defense. Everything about Florida State is nothing but pure nipples, and I love it. It's one of my favorite stories of the year, is how trash Florida State is. And so I hope they keep going on this list, because there's nothing but pure garbage. Next trash team, USC. Who would have thought we would see USC right now at 3-4? They lost to Maryland. My gosh. USC has been nothing but pure trash really the last 2 years. They were trash with Caleb Williams at quarterback, who went number 1 overall in the NFL draft. And let me get a drink of water. I don't know how in the world they just keep being trash. Lincoln Riley should just stayed at Oklahoma, where he had some things rolling for him, because ever since he's went to USC, they've been nothing but pure dog dicky. But now, it's time for my absolute trash team. My absolute trash team, the Oklahoma Sooners. My gosh, they got their nipples completely blown to smithereens against South Carolina, 35-9. What is up with Oklahoma? I thought they would be an okay team in the SEC. I didn't expect them to compete and be, going to the playoff. But my goodness, they're like, I think Vandy would go in and just whip their tits. They are terrible. They are not the powerhouse that Oklahoma used to be. They're nothing but garbage. Florida would beat them right now. Florida's playing good football. They would beat the absolute bricks out of Oklahoma. They're terrible. My gosh. So congratulations, Oklahoma, for being my trash team, my absolute trash team of the week. I do want to discuss something. So last week, Oregon did the thing against Ohio State where they put 12 players on the field to defend the play and take the penalty because it was going to run some time off the clock. I thought it was a great coaching decision there. It wasn't long before college football said, we ain't going to allow that anymore. They ended up changing the rule where you can accept the penalty and you get the time back on the clock that the play took. So that's gonna keep people from doing that on purpose, because you're just gonna give them a free 5 yards and they're gonna keep all the time. So what a trash thing that the NCAA did there. Just hurry up and just rush and change the rule. But that's when you know you're an awesome coach, is when they have to change a rule because of something you did. So congratulations to Oregon's coach for getting the rules changed there. And then another thing I want to talk about What was it? My gosh, it's not even on my notes. Oh, yeah, it was on my notes, and I skipped it. Sorry. But I want to talk about the call in the Texas-Georgia game. My gosh. It was clearly not defensive holding, right? Uh, Georgia's receiver pushed off. I mean, it could have been offensive pass interference, but they called defensive holding on an interception after the guy almost returned it for a touchdown, right? And then they called it that. They called the flag. Fans boo and throw a bunch of water bottles on the field. And then Sarkisian goes over there and puts his hands up like, stop, everybody. Stop throwing stuff. Like they're going to listen to him. A bunch of rowdy, drunk students. They ain't going to listen to a garbage thing he's saying. Anyways, so they finally clean up the mess. And then the ref's like, hey, there was no penalty for defensive holding. First down Texas. And then Texas ends up scoring. Just trying to give Texas the game or let them back in the game. And Georgia still beat them by 15. My gosh. I mean, what a trash. First of all, it was a trash call. And they did get it right. But I cannot believe they just, on the field, decided, we'll overturn that. My gosh, what garbage referees. My goodness. So I bet you they got a butt chewing from whoever's over them, like in the SEC, because that was nothing but trash refereeing. But anyways, it's time to move on to question. First question is from If Nipples Were Nickels, I'd Have a Dime. It says, what an exciting year for college football. I'm glad to have wonderful hosts like yourself, Mike Maynard, and Earl Crotchburns. I'm sorry, but it is Mike Rochburns and Earl Maynard, but I do appreciate the compliment. But anyways, the question is, have you ever burnt a booger on a kerosene heater? It stinks. My brother and I, when we were young, used to sleep without a fan, flick boogers up in the air, and listen real closely for them, for when they hit the floor. Great fun. I mean, there's nothing like that kind of brother bonding right there. I can remember, me and Natasha. We would have farting competitions every night, and we had a chalkboard. And so every time one of us would fart, and the other one would have to hear it, and we would have to confirm it's real by smelling it. But yeah, we would put a little tally up on the chalkboard, and the winner was the first one to pour the fresh bowl of Fruity Pebbles. Whoever lost that night had to recycle the milk, so you kind of got warm milk that was already way too sugary. So by the time they poured their Fruity Pebbles in, it was pretty much garbage. So it was real important to win that fart competition. And and most of the time I did. I won it. I really tried to stick with fiber-strong foods, and it paid off for me. And it really kept everything moving good down there. Good, solid dookies. But yeah, it was a great competition. So that's awesome that you did that with your brother. I've never smelt a burnt booger before, but now I'm curious. So I don't have a kerosene heater, but maybe I'll put one on my stove eye and see how it smells. So thank you for that, and thank you for the support. Next question is from definitely not Grandma's Got a Booty on Her. That sounds kind of suspicious. Anyways, it says, Sasha, I heard you played a little college football for some place called Diarrhea State Brown Splatter. Seems fitting as you're nothing but pure crap. Also, why does doo-doo smell worse when it's on your fingers than it does when it's in the toilet? Weird question. I didn't play college football at Diarrhea State. Diarrhea State is a team that I created on my college football game. Great jerseys. I mean, we got all brown jerseys. We got all green jerseys. We even got brown jerseys with a little bit of red in it, that I called the cancer uniforms, because you don't want to find a little red in your poop. You probably should get that checked out by a doctor. But it looked cool on the jerseys. And we actually, I took them to the national championship. So I don't know where you got the idea. I played college ball. I played high school ball, not college, and not for a made-up university. But speaking of, or let's go on to the second part of your question there. Why does doo-doo smell worse when it's on your finger? Well, it's doo-doo on your fingers. I mean, you're smelling the pure dookie on your finger. When you scratch your butthole and you didn't wipe good and you got doo-doo on there, that's gonna stink worse than if a turd is floating in water in a toilet. Because first of all, who's getting their nose down there and smelling up close on the turd? You can't get close enough. So, but the fingers, it is pure dookie right at the bottom of your nostril. So, it's obvious why it smells worse. I don't know why you would ask that in a question. But there's your answer. And last question is from Natty McPatty. It says, I know you used to review soda. So can you tell me the best soda you've ever had? And that wasn't the last question, by the way. But I'll answer that one. Best soda I ever had is the peach knee-high soda. It tastes just like a peach. My goodness, it's so good. It's loaded with sugar, though. So if you're diabetic or whatever, stay away. But it is the greatest soda I've ever had. My gosh, it's good. But this is the last question from Smelly Sausage. It says, did you know that the world's longest fart lasted 2 minutes and 42 seconds? If you were going to try to break the record, what are you eating? My gosh, that's a long fart. But I'm probably going to eat, I think the best farts I've ever had with the most power, I ate spaghetti. I don't know what it is about spaghetti, but it gets the tummy rolling. And I think if I was going to try to break the record, I would do it. Now, I don't know if the record, is that sustained? Is that a constant sound, or is it broke up? I don't know. It would be hard to stay consistent with a sustained sound, because I would want to laugh. And then when you laugh, it would kind of chop up the fart, kind of like a... Does that still count? Or does it have to be a... I don't know. So, I'd like to hear the world record. But yeah, I'm going with some sketty to do that. But anyways, thanks for the question, everybody. It's time to talk NASCAR with Earl.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Sasha. Well, it was Las Vegas, and Joey Logano took the gamble, and it paid off. He took a pit stop with 70 laps left, and he made the fuel stretch. He made it stretch like a gym sock all the way to the end. Impressive. Joey Logano is just so good at saving fuel. It's unbelievable. Yeah, and he won the race. The best car was Christopher Bell, who finished second, but because of Joey Logano doing that and getting the lead, Christopher Bell needed about 2 more laps to catch him, and he just couldn't catch him. He was infuriated on the radio. Christopher Bell looks like a 12-year-old kid, but he was dropping F-bombs like nobody's business. He knew that he had it slip away from him. He knew he had the best car. But anyways, Joey Logano gets the win. Somebody that shouldn't even be in the playoffs right now if it wasn't for Alex Bowman getting disqualified. And here he is, wins Las Vegas, and now he will be racing in the championship race in Phoenix. He is locked in. But now we go to Homestead, Miami. Really the same 3 guys that we picked last week are going to be the contenders this week. And I am going to start with Tyler Reddick. He's very good at running up against the wall to get that speed, and I think he's the best in the business at that. I think as long as he can stay away from a crash or a bad pit stop, I think he wins the race. What about you, Sasha?
Well, you kind of stole him from me last week, so I'll pick Kyle Larson. He didn't have a great race this last week, had a bad pit stop, but usually if he has a bad race, he comes back and has a dominant race. So it wouldn't shock me at all if he wins this week.
I'm going to stick with my pick from last week because he had the fastest car this week. I think he's a man on a mission. I'm going to go with Christopher Bell to win this race. He actually won this race last year and locked himself in that championship for a race. I think he can do it again.
Mike, what is the NFL game for this week?
We got Chicago at Washington. Now, when I picked this game, I didn't know that Jaden Daniels, the quarterback for Washington, is questionable with a rib injury. So I was going to change the game, but I was like, you know what? I still think it might be a good game because, they're still going up against a rookie quarterback and Caleb Williams for Chicago. So I stuck with it, and I'm going to pick Washington at home to win this game.
I mean, I don't know. If Jaden Daniels don't play, I think Washington loses. So I'm banking on him not playing, and I'm going to pick the Bears to win on the road.
My goodness, this is just a terrible game. I don't even know why you picked it. And one quarterback might even be out with injury, and you got Caleb Williams who likes to paint his fingernails and Puff Peters and all this stuff on the other side. What a garbage game. I'll pick Washington just because they're the home team.
All right, guys, it is time to pick our college football picks. Earl is live at Twin Peaks, near College Station, Texas. He's about 9 minutes away via Google Maps. Earl, I know you're excited to be back there, and you have been at College Station a lot this year, but another big game. I mean, number 8 LSU, number 14 Texas A&M. We all know this is a tough place to play, and A&M has kind of had a little bit of an up and down year, but they've been pretty consistent lately. But LSU has also been playing some good football. This is going to be an exciting game, but let's start with Texas at Vandy. I know this is weird, but Vandy is in the top 25, guys. And so I pretty much have a rule where I pick every top 25 matchup of the week, regardless of the teams. So I had to do this one, but I am going to go with Texas, and I think they whip Vandy's tits and win big.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know if Texas wins big or not. I mean, this Vandy team, they're special. I mean, this is one of the best Vandy teams we've seen in a while. They since that Bama win, they just are rolling and beating teams really that they shouldn't. There's a reason why they're ranked. They're at home. I think they could give Texas a fight, but I'm still going to pick Texas.
Well, guys, I mean, I'm in last place in the points. I'm not doing that great. I got to pull some haymakers, right? I'll just pick Vanderbilt to win this game. I mean, they're at home. Texas just lost to Georgia, and who knows? They could come into this game kind of deflated a little bit, and they felt like they were invincible. And I think Vanderbilt could pull the upset. I mean, if they could beat Alabama, I think they can beat Texas.
Dang, Earl picking the big upset there. No wonder you're last in points. Anyways, next game is Illinois at number 1 Oregon. I don't think Oregon is just a true number 1 team. I do think Oregon will lose a game. I just don't think it'll be this one. I'm picking Oregon.
Yeah, I agree. I like Oregon in this game. I mean, they were good enough to beat Ohio State, and they're at home. I think they're good enough to beat Illinois.
Well, you know me, I like the Duck. I mean, he rides a motorcycle, and he's just cool. I mean, I'd love to have a beer with the guy or girl or whoever is in that Duck suit. And they'll probably have the coolest jerseys of the week. I mean, jerseys win football games is what my dad told me. And so, yeah, I'm going to go with Oregon.
Next game is number 21 Missouri at number 15 Alabama. It is weird to see Alabama number 15. But I'm going to be honest with you. Alabama has been in my trash teams like 3 weeks in a row. The penalties are ridiculous. The coaching's nothing but pure trash. I think Missouri goes into Alabama and wins this game.
I'm not completely sold on Alabama being terrible yet. I mean, yes, they're not looking like the normal Alabama we're used to, but they still got a lot more talent than Missouri. And with them being at home, I got to pick the Crimson Tide.
Alabama has looked like straight Dickie Britches. I don't know what's going on. I know the coach he has no discipline. I'd hate to see if I guess he's probably got kids and they're probably terrible because he don't know how to get that belt out and whip some booties and keep them in line. And I can't believe some of the stuff we're seeing from this Alabama team. And they'll probably have 20 flags in this game. But I don't really think Missouri's that great either. And with Alabama being at home and I think they're fighting for their life right now just to even make the playoff. And right now they're out. So I think they can pull it together enough to win. But I think it's going to be another just squeak on by and barely win.
Next game is my precious Notre Dame Fighting Irish against the Navy Midshipmen. Navy is having a great year, and this is actually going to be a great game, I think. But my goodness, we all know who I'm picking. Notre Dame is going to absolutely whip some tits, and they're going to win. And they're going to be in the college football playoff at the end of the year. It's not even a question in my mind. Notre Dame is gonna absolutely beat the brakes off of Navy and give them their first loss of the year.
I disagree with you. You must not have watched Navy that much this year because they are incredible. This offense, it's not just your standard triple option. They are throwing a lot of stuff at people. They have a quarterback that can throw the ball and run the ball and make good decisions. I think this Navy team and Army really this year are just special, and I think Navy can beat Notre Dame in this game. It's on a neutral site. They're playing in New Jersey, I believe, and I think with them not having to deal with a crowd or anything like that, Navy is going to win this football game.
You're nothing but garbage, Mike. I can't believe you can sit here and look me in the eyes and say that Navy's going to beat my Notre Dame. You're nothing but pure garbage. My gosh. I mean, I should fire you right now on the spot. Nothing but a pure trash pig. I can't wait till Notre Dame beats Navy by 4 touchdowns. And then you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, I respect Navy. I'm thankful for them. And I'm thankful they have a good team this year. But to think that they're going to beat Notre Dame is the dumbest sack of crap I've ever heard. Nothing but pure garbage. Anyways, Earl, go ahead and make your daggum pick.
I will make my daggum pick, and I'm going to pick the daggum Notre Dame Fighting Irish daggum. Oh, man. You just calm down. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, if Mike wants to pick Navy, Navy's a good football team. I mean, they look pretty good this year, but I got to pick Notre Dame, and it seems every time I pick Notre Dame, they win, and they're a good team. I think it'll be a great game.
Man, y'all are nothing but just garbage. Both of you, I can't even stand to be on the show with you. This season's been long, and I'm ready for it to be over because I'm tired of dealing with all y'all's trash. But anyways, let's just get to the game of the week. It's LSU at Texas A&M. I'm sick of being at Texas A&M. I don't know how they keep getting games of the week. We need better games because Texas A&M sucks nipples. Anyways, I'll pick LSU. I hate Brian Kelly. He's nothing but pure trash coach. But they've been playing some good football. And, I'll pick LSU. What about you, Daggum?
Sasha, my goodness. Anyways, I'll pick LSU too. I mean, you're kind of getting everybody in a peed-off mood by acting the way you're acting. So let's just get through this. LSU.
It's the way I'm acting?
Yeah.
Y'all are nothing but pure garbage. You picking Navy? You picked Navy.
It's just a game.
To beat Notre Dame. I mean,
it's a game.
That's it. You can just finish. You can finish the show. Just finish the show by yourself.
Sasha, are you serious?
I'll see you next week.
Oh my goodness. You gonna walk out? All right. Well, Earl, I guess wrap us up.
Oh, you mean I got to do the outro? Oh my goodness. Starting to get a little nervous. Not used to this being the outro guy. Well, first I gotta make my pick. Whew, man, I'm sweating. I'm gonna go with Texas A&M. They're good at home, and the crowd's dangerous, and I just think LSU will find a way to lose this football game. And oh wow, I gotta close this thing out. I don't know what to say, Mike. I guess I can say, man, thanks for tuning in this week, and we'll we'll catch you next week, and hope you liked the episode, and yeah, I hope you like it, and yeah, next week.